This is the case of a patient with right ventricular dysplasia implanted with a dual-chamber ICD. 3 zones have been programmed with one VT zone from 360 milliseconds to 300 milliseconds. 16 cycles were required to reach the initial VT counter. If you look at the plot, it's obviously a case of ventricular tachycardia with dissociation between the ventricles and the atria. Some of the cycles are in the VT zone, but some of the cycles are outside the VT zone, and this explains why there is quite a long delay before the initial detection of the VT episode and the delivery of the burst. Indeed, every of the cycles classified VS, because outside of the VT zone, had reset the VT counter to 0. When we look at the EGM, it confirms that it is a real ventricular tachycardia with more ventricle than the atria. The ventricular tachycardia is quite irregular with variations in the duration of the cycles, and some cycles are detected outside the VT zone and are classified VS. So the very important specificity of the Medtronic device is that the VT count requires consecutive cycles. So every cycle classified VS will reset the VT counter to 0. So this highlights the importance of the programming of the limits of the VT zone. You need to program a certain margin compared to the rate of the clinical VT, because if only one single cycle is outside the VT zone, it will reset the counter to 0. There's going to be a delay before the diagnosis of the VT and a delay before the delivery of the therapies.